Guys, welcome back. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but the microphone seems to be acting up just a little bit. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, please comment. If you can't hear me, also please comment, because the microphone is not showing any interaction at all. And I know I'm very, very spotty right now. Our internet has been less than ideal lately. So I am noticing a significant lag, and I apologize for that. I hope this resolves by the end of it. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. If you can't, let me know. I will shut this down and try and restart and see if it works any better. Because lately, any video that I'm doing, either streaming or live streaming, doesn't seem to be working very well. Just another sign I have an outdated laptop. And I'm sorry for the bad video quality. I cannot get anything other than the integrated webcam. So just waiting for people to show up. But anyway, it's been a couple of months since I've done a live stream. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And the reason I'm doing this is because the footage I have recorded last week for this week's Saturday vlog, apparently it wasn't even recorded at all, or it was accidentally deleted. I've been looking everywhere for it, and I have not been able to dig it up. So, oops. This is my fill-in, and I hope it ends up being interesting enough for you guys to tune in. So, just waiting for people to show up. Let's see if anybody is going to show up and say hello. Just waiting for people to show up. And please, if you can't hear me, let me know. 4 people watching, 1 thumb up already. Nice. I hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. There's the first one. All right, let me know how much of a lag there is between my talking and you guys commenting, because from here, even, the lag looks really bad, and I apologize for that. So, all right, so far we've got 2 commenting, Darren and Caesar. Hello. Okay. I actually had an early lunch because I was getting hungry and I didn't want to eat on camera again. So, yeah, I know it's laggy. It's very, very laggy. And I apologize for that, but there's really not a heck of a lot I can do about it unless I try and restart. But because lately the internet as a whole has been laggy, and I don't know how to fix that. If it gets too bad and you can't understand what I'm saying, let me know, and I'll shut down and try and restart and come back in a few minutes. Fifth person just popped up. Apologize for the lag. So, wow, it's not just video chatting, it's also live streaming that's being laggy. Ooh. You guys can hear me though, right? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, so that way I'll know if I have to restart or not. 6 people watching now. Nice. As usual, I will wait for at least 10 people to show up before I will start talking. And, oh, good. I'm glad that you guys can hear me. That makes me feel better. Wait for about, as usual, we'll wait for about 10 people to show up, and then I can start taking questions. You guys can, do a check-in and things like that. So, yay. Oh, dear, I'm sorry about it cutting out, Brandon. I really don't know how to fix it. Like I said, our internet has been very spotty lately. I mean, it's worked, but for things like streaming video and stuff like that, it's been very, very bad. So I'm sorry. If it's that bad, I may just have to do, I don't know, maybe I'll just have to do a video while I'm looking at stuff on Insta. I have no idea. If this doesn't work, I don't know what to do, because I wanted to give you guys something to watch today and be able to participate with you guys, because it's been a while. Excuse me. But if that doesn't work, I'm kind of sunk. Anyway, yep. Hello in Michigan. Oh my goodness, Michigan must be pretty cold, right? What up? Well, it's definitely not the temperature. We've got highs in the mid 60s and lows in the 30s right now. So it definitely feels like fall, hence the hoodie. All right. Hello to Brandon, Norm, and Nathan. Nice to see you guys. Thank you for showing up. Whew. I know at least one of you is on the other side of the pond, as it were, and that's always nice. That's why I like holding these live streams either in the morning or early afternoon, so that way we can hear a little bit from our international friends. It's still, I mean, even what 3 or 4 years later, it still blows my mind the fact that I've got an international audience. Like, what? I've got people on the other side of the world that are watching. Wow. Okay, cool. 10 people. Yay. First of all, let's start this off. Oh, yay. I'm glad you enjoyed the hiking video. That was a lot of fun to do. And it blew my mind that I was able to hike 10 miles with like no prep. So I guess I'm not in as bad shape as I think. All right, sweet. Oh, hello there. We can start off with a check-in. I see somebody from Michigan. There's somebody from Chicago. Where's everybody else from? Let's go ahead and check in and see where our audience is at. That's always a fun thing to do. Oh, yay. Somebody enjoyed the Rebel Assault video. That's awesome. Again, there's a hum in the background, but maybe you guys can't hear it. I've got super sensitive hearing, so I hear everything. It's ridiculous. It's like being Superman with your hearing, but not being able to filter anything out. It's bad. Anyway, yay! Somebody that enjoyed the Lord of the Rings video readings. Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I was getting a couple of complaints about that. I was wondering, what am I gonna do? Oh, Central in Illinois. Oh my goodness, my brother is in Illinois, so that's cool. Near Chicago-ish. Yes, exactly. That's right around where they are. That makes me happy because my brother lives around there. But yeah, it's what was I saying? Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, the reading Lord of the Rings was a lot of fun, even though doing the Gollum voice destroys my throat. it's it's something I really, really enjoy, and I really love Lord of the Rings, the lore and everything like that. I've never read the Silmarillion, just Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I haven't gotten any of the other books about Middle Earth, mostly because they read more like history books, and I'm not terribly into history. Georgia, all right, awesome. Looks like we're getting several people farther over on the other side of the country, which is cool. But yeah, that was one of the things I want to discuss with you guys is the percentage of Star Wars stuff versus other stuff. Because Gollum and Supreme, same guy, exactly. Gollum juice, yes. I heard it was a mixture of honey and lemon and something else, maybe ginger or tea or all of them. And I know he kept it warm and he drank it like by the bucket load. And he said by the end of the day he had a horrible stomach ache from so much. But yeah, he did have something called Gollum juice. Yes, Return of the King. That one makes me cry. Well, I cry at so many different things. It's ridiculous. Almost every movie I have makes me cry in some capacity. If my opinion is, if it doesn't move me, then it's not something I'm going to be watching multiple times. Not that I want every movie to make me cry. Some of them I just want them to be, comedy, things like that. But yeah. Oh, Darren Staley's asking, have you ever seen the extended version of Lord of the Rings? No, I have not. I have seen a few cut scenes especially from Two Towers and Return of the King, but I have never seen all of them assembled into the extended versions. That's on my bucket list. So hopefully someday I can do that. Of course, I'm going to need to set aside like most of a day for each. So yeah. Wow, we lost a lot of people. I guess the lag scared everybody off. Oh, well. Oh, yeah. The Brandon saying when the world of men bow to the hobbits. Yes. Somebody else from Georgia. Sweet. Hello there. Pam Perry 41. Both theatrical and extended Lord of the Rings. Oh, Darren, I am jealous, dude. A friend of mine is actually a former youth leader of mine is an even bigger Lord of the Rings fan than I am, and she's like hardcore Lord of the Rings fan. And she will, like, on any given day, she will pop in one of the extended editions while she does her family's laundry. So that's the way she's. And so I've taken my cue from that. I'm like, okay, I got chores to do, but I don't have to necessarily look at it to do it. So yeah, I'll just pop in Star Wars while I'm doing laundry. So that's a neat way to multitask. Yeah, Nathan, I will definitely try sometime and watch extended versions of Lord of the Rings. So we were up to 10 for a little while and then we lost a few. So I guess Saturdays aren't really the best days to hold these, or the bad quality could be scaring everybody off. If so, apologies. But anyway, extended double trilogy from Amazon. Oh my gosh. Hello, Jest. Okay. Pam Perry 41 is asking, have you ever read any of Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time series? I tried to, like, forever ago, but I don't even remember it right now. I don't think I got one chapter into it before I lost interest, and I don't even remember why. Maybe sometime I can try and tackle it again. All I know is the covers looked insane. The cover art for Robert Jordan's books is always just like, boom, hits you in the face. Nothing subtle about it. Very, very bold colors and images and things like that. All right, 9 people. Ooh, 5 thumbs up already. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, 10 people again. 7 thumbs. Sweet. Thanks, guys. You are too kind, especially with the poor video quality, which I can do nothing about. Blame the slow internet. It always seems to slow down when the weather cools off, and I have no idea why, even though we recently just got fiber optics. Feed the stream. What does that mean, feed the stream? I'm not familiar with that term. Okay, 10 people watching, 8 thumbs up. I guess people have checked in where they're from and everything. I will start taking questions now because I can't really think of that much to discuss other than it seems like everybody watching is totally okay with my doing things other than Star Wars. Even though it doesn't show up with the mass views and things like that, there's very few Lord of the Rings things I can do that people would be interested in. I'm almost afraid to start talking about my favorite book series, which is the Dragon Riders of Pern, for fear of losing my main audience, which is Star Wars. So I'm kind of like, yeah. But honestly, it's been so slow lately. Triple Force Friday yesterday was kind of a bust. I was broke. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to get out of the house because I was so broke, but luckily someone spotted the money for lunch. So I was able to get out of the house and go to Walmart. And I have to say the selection was pretty pathetic. I mean, I'll be talking about it in the blog I'll upload sometime next week. But it was flat. It was incredibly flat, the selection for Triple Force Friday at the local Walmart. It was bad. Oh, thank you, Brandon. I do have a loyal fan base of, I would estimate, between 100 and 200 subscribers that just likes whatever I put out. So, but the rest, the general audience, I would call them, is mostly made up of other Star Wars fans, and it seems like most of what they go for is the reaction videos, and I burn out on those ridiculously fast. The last one I did, in fact, there was almost no reaction from me at all because I found the video kind of annoying. Ugh. Anyway, It's just I cannot do reaction videos all the time. So, ooh. Oh, thank you, Just. I like your comments. The fact that even though they're mostly an emoji, they're almost always supportive. So I really appreciate you for that. And all of you that post positive comments on my videos, I really, really appreciate that. You guys are what keeps me going. If not for those, I would be ready to just throw in the towel and just say forget it. So I really, 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 I really, really appreciate it. And I'm sorry I'm getting tongue tied. I'm still a little congested. This cold weather is not agreeing with my sinuses. Oh, yes, the Reaction Heroes fan production. Yes. They are like, oh gosh. I would call them the Steven Spielberg of Star Wars video editing. Heroes Fan Productions, they are amazing of editing together Star Wars videos to make an emotional impact. They're incredible. Oh, Norm is making a comment. Many Christian Catholic themes run through Lord of the Rings. Yes, exactly. I heard about that. Yeah. Tolkien played a major role in C.S. Lewis's conversion to Christianity. Both Tolkien and C.S. Lewis are my two literary heroes. I love them. In fact, they inspire me to help. They inspire. I'm not talking very well. My brain's kind of not working right now. So sorry. They inspired me to put some Judeo-Christian allegory in my own fantasy books. I don't know if anybody will ever read them, but I do have one that I've been working on since 2003, and it's crazy. Okay. Got another question from Brandon LeFew. I hope that's the right way to pronounce it. I'm not going to pronounce their names. Asking if Norm saw the special History Channel did on the Star Wars mythos. Cool. Next question from Farkas Norbert. I hope that's the right way to pronounce it. I like your videos. Thank you very much. What is your prediction about episode 9? I hope they make a good ending. Deserve this. A good ending that is good. A good ending for the saga, the kind of ending the saga deserves. Okay. I'm trying not to make too many predictions for episode 9 because I was trying to make a whole bunch of predictions for episode 7 and 8. And when those predictions turned out to be wrong, I was a little bit disappointed. So I'm trying not to have any predictions for episode 9. I mean, I have stuff that I want to see happen. I have stuff that I think would be perfect, but the film's already been shot. They're in the process of editing it now. So anything I say at this point literally has no bearing on the filmmakers. And I do have things that I want to see, and maybe sometime in the near future I'll be going through those things. But as to predictions, I do have faith that J.J. Abrams is going to bring the fun back to Star Wars, which is what I want more than anything else. If nothing else, I want, if not a happy ending, then at least an ending, a very ending that makes it feel warm and fuzzy inside, that wraps up the saga in a way that makes your heart just like, yes, this is why I love Star Wars. Because that's what the ending of Revenge of the Sith did for me. Even though it was sort of a downer, the shot on Tatooine with the twin sunset was perfect. And saying the interiors of the Tantive 4, it was just, there was no better way that, I mean, if the saga had ended with episode 3, there was no better way to wrap it up than the ending for episode 3. That was spot on. Perfect. I love it so much. Will J.J. Abrams' ending of the saga now with episode 9 surpass that? I don't know. It would take quite a bit to surpass the way that all the threads tied together. But if nothing else, if it's just a fun Star Wars movie, not so dark and gritty and real, I want a fun movie again. The way Return of the Jedi has fun elements to it, but it also has a few serious elements to it, like, oh wow, Darth Vader turns back from the dark side. Not a rehash of Return of the Jedi, but the same feeling you get from Return of the Jedi. Like, okay, it's all coming down to this. This is where the poodoo wall hits the fan. This is where we're going to tie up all the loose ends. And it ends with a warm, fuzzy feeling. That's what I want out of episode 9 in a nutshell. So, hype. Rise of Skywalker. It's kind of low for me, actually, because the toys weren't that impressive yesterday. All right. Yes, Darren, I agree. I want the trailer to drop this month. I want it to drop before I go to North Carolina. Because with as broke as I am, it's going to be a struggle getting my laptop and my camera through security. It's going to be crazy. So, hello, Pineapple Squid. Long time no see. I remember you. Yeah, it's going to be really hard getting my laptop and my nice camera through security when I fly in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday, technically. I'm going to flying out on the 18th, staying in North Carolina for 12 days, then coming back October 30th. So, yeah. Oh, the fall colors. Well, maybe someday I will come to Michigan if I can stay the heck out of Detroit. That's all I'm going to say. I don't like big cities. But we're getting some fall colors ourselves out here. They're not quite in full swing yet, but maybe in about a week or so, I can take a walk around and show you guys the fall colors we've got out here. So nice seeing fall colors, and there's going to be more fall colors, hopefully, in North Carolina when I go visit, because we're going to be visiting the Smoky Mountains. I've never seen those before. I'm looking forward to it. Where was I? Greg D dropped an interesting comment. Episode 3 cemented my man crush on Ewan McGregor. As far as Ewan McGregor goes, I am just so thrilled he's coming back for Kenobi. That is the only thing I wanted to hear, and that just makes me happy. That makes me look forward to Star Wars next year. And that's all. That's all. Yay! Hello, Ned. Yes. Okay, Norm's saying new worlds, new races, new equipment and armies, new directions in plot. This is what was so fantastic about each of episodes 4, 5, and 6. You know what? That's right. Episode 6, we saw Endor, which we'd never seen before. We saw Ewoks, which were a race we'd never seen before, very primitive, short, furry people. We saw different stormtrooper outfits, scout troopers. We saw speeder bikes for the first time. And it looks like in episode 9, we're seeing at least at least 2 new planets for sure. The sand planet and the rocky, snowy planet. I don't remember what they're called. Oh, greetings from London. Awesome. Hello on the other side of the Atlantic. Hi. That makes me excited. But I'm almost convinced that the place with the pieces of the second Death Star are Endor. So, and we are going to get to see the rocket troopers. That's a trooper we've never seen before. So, episode 9 definitely will be bringing some new stuff to the table. And I know we'll be seeing new aliens and new creatures and all that stuff. But as long as it's fun, that's the main thing I care about. Oh, that's okay. Answering Ned Alexander's question about doing more live streams. Yes, I try and do these once every couple of months at the very least. So the next one, I seriously doubt I'm going to be doing one in November unless something really big comes up, like the tickets go on sale or something like that, and I'm too excited to express it in a vlog. Probably not going to be doing my next live stream until December. But this is going to be going for another half hour at least, or until my battery runs out. So go ahead, stick around, ask questions, hang out. Anyway. Oh, thank you very much, Darren. Desert Planet is called Pisana. All right, I'm going to need to keep that in mind. Ooh, 15 people watching. 9,000. Oh, it was 15 people watching for a couple seconds. That's okay. Numbers don't really mean that much to me. Although My mind is blown, speaking of numbers, and I'm jumping all over the place, but speaking of numbers, my mind is rather blown at the fact I am that close to hitting 3,100 subscribers, like 3,100 subscribers on this channel. Wow. I was still kind of hoping to hit 5,000 by the end of the year, but unless I drop a semi-viral video in the vein of like reaction to Rogue One, I don't think it's going to reach that this year, but okay. Okay, and somebody else is asking about lightsabers. Hold on. All right. Ned Alexander asks, any more lightsaber training? And if so, will you be doing any with any other lightsaber fighters? Oh man, I wish. Well, the thing is, I have got one person who offered to teach me LARP style sword play, but I know it could be applied to lightsabers, you know, sort of heavy swinging, things like that. But the trouble is, he is a trucker and he has to spend the last couple of weeks of fall before the snow hits getting in as many hours as he possibly can, because that's what he's going to be living off of for the rest of the year. So before it gets muddy and the fleet is grounded. So I don't think that'll be happening anytime soon, and it's not going to be on Saturday because he never has Saturdays off. At least that's what it looks like at this point. I badly want to get back into lightsaber training, but the hilt that I've got that I can fight with, which is I think an Ultra Saber's a big yellow box version of Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. The hilt is so uncomfortable for spinning. It's just not comfortable to hold because the little pieces of metal just tear up my hands. And I can't afford the nice, thin, supple gloves that would work because I've got small hands. Anyway, it's just, oof. I want to get back to Saber Saturday, and I know you guys want me to get back to Saber Saturday, but at this point, I just don't know when it's going to happen. And I'm so sorry because I want to get back to the lightsabers too. But that's a problem with living out in a town with less than 1,500 people. You don't run into a whole lot of other Star Wars fans, let alone anyway. All right. Next question from Ned Alexander. Who do you think is the most pivotal character in the Star Wars saga, bearing in mind that R2-D2 was so integral to so many events? Ooh, that is a really good question. You could go at that from many different angles. The most pivotal character. It maybe I'm biased here, but it may well have been Qui-Gon Jinn, because if it had not been for Qui-Gon, there's no way Obi-Wan would have taken Anakin off of Tatooine in the first place, let alone insisted that he be trained as a Jedi. And it was Qui-Gon's death that was the catalyst that made Obi-Wan train Anakin. Now, if Anakin had never been trained, he probably would never have become a Jedi, and therefore would never have met up again with Padme. They never would have gotten married and had Luke and Leia. And Darth Vader may well not have existed, and Emperor Palpatine may have tried to find somebody else to set his plan in motion. And all that comes back to Qui-Gon. So I would say Qui-Gon Jinn is the most pivotal character in the Star Wars saga, because it was his insistence on taking Anakin with him that started off the whole thing. That's my feeling anyway. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. All good, Ned. It's good to have you. Oh, thank you, Brandon. Okay, have a good time at work. Next question from Ned Alexander. Have you ever done fencing? I did fencing for a while, and it was a great introduction to disciplined sword fighting. No, I have never done fencing. I've never lived within 100 miles of a fencing school. And even if I did, there's no way I'd be able to afford lessons. So no formal fencing for me. It looks very interesting though. It's very in a straight line, smaller target, rather than head on like lightsabers. So All right. Good argument too. Pineapple Squid. The Emperor is the one that manipulated the midichlorians in the first place that created Anakin. So there you go. That's okay. Don't worry about it. You're all good, Ned. No need to apologize. It's good to have you. Okay, anything else? Okay, good. I can take a drink of water while you guys are thinking up more questions. Sorry about my congestion. Moisture and me don't get along. Oh, wow, here we go. Here's a whole bunch of them. Yay! Delvian Seek, Pineapple Squid, and Ganon 136. Hello. Nice. Oh, wow. Holy cow. I'm gonna have to hurry up here. All right. Next question from Delvian Seek. What's your earliest Star Wars memory? Sitting in my dad's lap with a great big bowl of popcorn watching Star Wars for the very, very first time. It's an extremely vague memory. I was only 3 years old, but that's the earliest point I remember Star Wars. And also, that same year, going to Disneyland for the very first time and hearing a band in Tomorrowland play the Star Wars theme, and getting excited about it. Those memories will stay with me probably forever, and they're amazing. So thank you, Delvian, for the great question. Next question from Pineapple Squid. Have you seen the new Dark Crystal series? No, I have not. We used to watch the Dark Crystal quite a bit over here, but a while ago, I just sort of lost interest in it, and I gave the DVD that I had to my sister, and I haven't seen it since. So, all right, next question from Gan136. Hello! Yay, we're getting some of the old people in here as well as some of the new people. That's awesome. Hey, Carrie, how's your weekend? So far, kind of a bust. I haven't gotten a whole lot accomplished this weekend. Force Friday yesterday was just, it was not good at all. And it seems like one thing after another keeps going wrong, and finances are tight, and my trip is coming up soon, and I've got problems with luggage. And plus, there's not a lot trending for Star Wars right now that's positive. So it kind of like, I feel like, what am I doing? Anyway, this is helping, though, talking to you guys. Next question from Norm Barnes. If Palpatine returns as a clone, I hope Luke manages to return as well, somehow, LOL. It'd be awesome. Rise of Skywalker. I don't want them to clone Palpatine. No! That was the biggest mistake, one of the biggest mistakes they made in the Legends books, and they better not make the same mistake here. I mean, they already did the super weapon of the week again with Starkiller Base. Why should they clone the Emperor? That's literally like a copycat thing. I just want her to be some sort of a Sithly Force ghost. That's all I want out of Palpatine. They clone him, I'm done. Excuse me. All right. Oh, you're in the fire service. That's awesome. That is so cool. I have a great admiration for people in public service, whether they are police officers or firefighters or service members, whatever. I have a great respect for them. And thank you, Ned, for choosing that as your line of work. I'm sure you make a great impact on the community through it. All right, next from Donovan Beveridge. Hi, Clumsy Jedi. React to the tragedy of his own destiny, Anakin Skywalker by Star Wars 77. It's really good. If you guys want me to direct to something, drop a comment on one of my other videos so I will remember it. If it's during a live stream, I'll probably forget because I don't have anything to take notes with. But any suggestions, drop a comment either on a YouTube video, on my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Suggestions, go there. That way I can refer to them later. But thank you. Ganon 136 is saying, should see a new trailer for The Rise of Skywalker in a little over a week. Oh, please, 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 please. The day that trailer drops, I'm going to scramble to do a reaction to that and an analysis, the whole 9 yards. I want that trailer so bad. And I hope you're right. Then it won't drop on vacation and blah. I won't miss it because I don't know how reliable the Wi-Fi is going to be there, and I don't know how much editing I'm going to be able to do. Yes, exactly. Cloning was already done in the prequels. Okay, Ned Alexander. I'm a massive fan of both Star Wars and Star Trek and think that the world is large enough for both. Thoughts? I would say I have nothing against Star Trek. I'm just not that interested in it. My dad is a big time Trekkie. I'm sure if he had more income, he would be spending lots of it on Star Wars memorabilia. This is Star Trek memorabilia. Yeah, he's a Trekkie. He speaks Klingon, not fluently, but enough to know a few key phrases. Um, he has several lines memorized. He can tell you what episode, an original series, yeah, which original series episode is what 5 minutes in, if not less. He's got lines memorized. He knows the backstories of characters and actors. He knows random little factoids about like all the different actors, especially for the original series, because that's what he was introduced to. He has a manual for the Starship Enterprise. He once built a model from scratch of the Starship Enterprise and a console out of plywood and Christmas lights. So yeah, he's definitely Star Trek more than Star Wars. He really likes Star Wars, but not nearly as much as Star Trek. I mean, whoo, me on the other hand, while my dad introduced me to Star Trek at an early age, and I'm sort of predisposed to liking a few of the movies, like Voyage Home is probably my favorite. We called it the whale movie growing up. Um, and I have to say, I may get shot for this, but I kind of like the new Star Trek in some ways better than the old Star Trek. I find it a little bit more entertaining. Don't shoot me. But I mean, Star Trek is something, if I see a movie once and I like it, that's fine. I don't ever have to watch it again. And so, anyway, those are my thoughts on Star Trek. Oh my goodness, it's building up now. I need to catch up with this. All right, Darren's asking, has anyone noticed that Kylo/Ben looks so much like Episode 3 Anakin? I noticed that the first time I saw him. Sometimes an appearance of a face will skip a generation, so that kind of doesn't really surprise me. He definitely looks more like Anakin than either Han or Leia. So, yeah. Okay, next. Okay. Gannon 136 says the current prediction date that I've heard for the final official trailer is October 14th during Monday Night Football. Why football? Football and Star Wars don't. I'm sorry. I'm not a football fan. I can't stand it. I don't understand why people bash into each other and get concussions over a piece of pigskin. I really don't get it. I know it's to score points and get a lot of glory in the Super Bowl or whatever, but I digress. Oh, and then Alexander's saying if I drink enough beer, I speak Klingon, but don't mean to. I think that's gibberish and not Klingon. There's a difference. Oh my gosh. Oh, Deep Space Nine. I watched that for a while. Well, you know what, Pineapple Squid? The theory that the Emperor never really died has been debunked by Ian McDiarmid himself. He said he's dead. He died along the in the second Death Star. So it's not that he never died. He just was he did die, but he may be coming back as a spirit or a clone or whatever. But he did die, and that's been confirmed. Anyway, next question from Ned Alexander. How would you like Star Wars to evolve and move on post the Skywalker saga? I don't have much. I really don't have much on that because, to be perfectly honest, it's getting so exhausting trying to keep up with all the new stuff that's coming out and trying to comment on it and have an opinion on it or whatever. After episode 9, I'm going to take a step back. It's not that I won't be involved in Star Wars anymore. I'll still be, watching the original movies. By the originals, I'm talking 1 through 6. Mostly 4 through 6 because 1 through 3 I will watch like once a year, just because. But 1 through 6 is basically my interpretation, the core part of the saga, the main, because it works together so well when you put all 6 of those together. I have yet to see what's going to happen when they add episode 9. If it's good enough, if it knocks my socks off, then it will be an annual thing. Watch episodes 1 through 9. Plus Rogue One. I didn't like it initially when it came out, but it grew on me, and now I really love it. So And probably Rebels too. I love Rebels. I adore Rebels, but new stuff, I still don't know whether or not I'm going to be watching the Mandalorian series. Definitely going to be watching Kenobi one way or the other. Definitely going to be watching the final season of Clone Wars. But beyond that point, unless they come up with something that looks really, really incredible, I'm probably not going to be seeing any more Star Wars movies in the theater after episode 9. I'm probably not going to be participating in any more release events like Force Friday or a merch drop or anything like that. I'm going to sort of step back and stick with what I know. I might just go back to all the old Legends books and reread every single one of those in chronological order and pick out my favorites and all that good stuff. So while I will be staying in Star Wars, the new Star Wars after episode 9, I'm going to be taking a step back. And other than Kenobi and season 7 of Clone Wars, new stuff, honestly, the way I look at it is the kids can have it because it's their generation right now. So anyway, I know I've been rambling for a while and I'm missing comments now, so I need to get caught up on those. Darren Staley asking, will you be watching The Mandalorian? Probably not. I'm going to be honest, probably not. Oh, Shan4883. Hello there, Shan. Nice to see you. Yay. All right. Next question from Gannon136. What has been your favorite movie in the new Disney era? Where do you think The Rise of Skywalker will fit in your list? Favorite movie in the new Disney era is actually a toss-up between Force Awakens. I still really love it because it's a lot of fun and it feels like Star Wars and it gives me this warm hug feeling in my heart. I really, really love Force Awakens. I also really like Rogue One. It's kind of choppy, but in the second half it gets really good and I love watching those battles over and over and over again. And it always makes me cry. And I've said it before, good Star Wars is something that moves me, either makes me really, really laugh a lot or cry or swoon, or better yet, a combination of all of them. So will Rise of Skywalker fit? I'm expecting it to be somewhere in the middle. Whew. Okay, I'm getting kind of exhausted. I need to get caught up on these. Woo, look out. Richard Long, Richard Long, hello. Okay, Norm Barnes is asking, are you excited at the rise of unknown people around the world creating your own videos, movies, shorts of Star Wars universe? Yes, I love fan films. I love the fact that there's so many creative people out there that can come up with so many interesting stories. I wish I could devote my life to making fan films. If I had enough friends and enough money, that's all I would be doing. That's how much I love fan films. But alas, I'm going solo again. So I don't know when I can make another fan film, but I'm dying to because I took a filmmaking class. I love directing. I love editing. I'm a storyteller and I like being a visual storyteller. But until then, the vlogs and then the occasional skit is the best I can do. So yes, I love that. Dr. I'm never going to live that Dr. Pepper thing down in New Year's. Yeah, Mike. Agreed. Richard Long is saying when I was on the speeder, but I wanted to put on the Endor Leia, but I was out of it that day, you know? Arizona, yay! Okay. Yes, I completely agree with Greg D. First started watching Rebels, said he was kind of turned off by Ezra as a character, but fell in love with Kanan and Hera. Yes, and Chopper. Well, I can't stand Chopper, but Kanan, the first episode, that character grabbed me and would not let go. And I just got more and more attached to him throughout the series. And Ezra grew up to be a good Jedi. And I love the familiar relationship between Kanan, Hera, and Ezra and Sabine. I love it. It's so, they're like parents to kids. I love it so much. Ray. Okay. Next question from Bob K. Who is better, Boba or Jango? Personally, I prefer Jango. I'm only saying Boba Fett because I met Daniel Logan and he's hilarious. That's literally it, because Boba Fett's been around longer. But honestly, I don't, they're interesting looking characters, but beyond that, yeah, so I'll say Boba Fett only because I met one of the actors and he's nice. That's about it. Oh, yes, Shan. Can't wait for Obi-Wan. Well, it's going to be a miniseries, not a movie, but or some sort of a series and not a movie. But yeah, I can't wait for it either. I'm really excited about that. There you go. Exactly. Completely agree, Richard Long. Saying George Lucas did say that the movies were for 8-year-old. That's what I think mainly about the prequel. Yeah, if you look at it as kids' movies, it's not going to be a problem. That's episodes 1 and 6 are my two go-to movies for introducing teeny tiny little toddlers to Star Wars for the very first time. I mean, they might get scared of the Emperor or Darth Maul. My nephew was actually scared of the Jabba the Hutt when he was little, but episode 1 was the very first movie that I showed my nephew. He was about 18 months old and he got hooked. He really loved it. So, and to this day, I think he still likes Jar Jar. I haven't talked to him about Jar Jar since he became a teenager, but we'll see. We will see. Cute. All right. Okay. Bob K is asking, who's your favorite Star Wars faction minus the CIS? Confederacy of Independent Systems, Separatists. Favorite Star Wars faction? It's always going to be the OG Rebellion. Always. I mean, yes, they made mistakes, as we saw in Rogue One. There's no such thing as an organization that is perfect or perfectly moral, which is tragic but true. I will always love the Rebellion because they were trying to move away from a dictatorship and trying to help the people, because looking at the from the perspective of the little guy, the Empire was extremely oppressive and restrictive, and it was just, wiping people out for no reason. They were way too strict and authoritarian, and people didn't have a lot of freedom. So that's where the rebellion sprang up. It was basically, hey, wait a minute, we want to bring the Republic back. It wasn't that bad. You guys are totally screwing up the universe. So anyway, I will always like the Rebellion from 4, 5, and 6 the best. Ned Alexander is bringing up Anakin and Padme's relationship, the fact that he killed a whole village and Padme shrugged it off. You know what? I've come up with a theory for that. Padme was so shocked at Anakin's confession that he'd wiped out an entire village of stormtroopers that she went into a state of denial. She basically didn't believe it. She thought he was upset and exaggerating. So that's why she said to be angry is to be human. From what we've seen from her before, that is literally the only way I can reconcile that scene, is to say Padme's in a state of denial. She did not believe him. She thought he was being not literal, but I don't know what the opposite of literal is right now. I need a dictionary. But yeah, basically Padme didn't believe him, and that's why she sort of shrugged it off. That's my theory anyway. That's what's going on in my head, Ken. She's like, okay, information overload. No, warning, warning, warning. Okay, he didn't really mean it. He's fine. Anyway, that's my theory. Al X, favorite Star Wars character. Always will and forever will be Luke Skywalker. I love Luke so much because he's just, no matter what, Luke will always be my favorite, and that's that. I absolutely adore Luke Skywalker. I can't get enough of Luke. Yes. Whew. There we go. All right, next question from Gannon136. What's your favorite Han Solo moment? Oh gosh, there's so many. He's so snarky and sarcastic. He's hilarious. It may well be from episode 4, where they break into the detention block and he's like, everything's under control, situation normal. And the Imperials are, what happened? And he's, we had a slight weapons malfunction, but everything's all right. We're all fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you? And he goes, big cringe, like, ew, that didn't sound good. Yeah, this heading is going up. No, we had a reactor leak, large leak, very dangerous. Who is this? What's your operating number? Just poo. Shove it. Basically, boring conversation anyway. The moment in the detention block where he's stumbling over his words and makes excuses, that is quintessential Han Solo. He's so much like Indiana Jones in that he's constantly getting in over his head, trying to talk his way out of it and failing miserably. He's absolutely hysterical. He's a smuggler with a heart of gold, and we all love him. But yeah, the moment in the detention block has got to be one of my favorite Han Solo scenes. It's great. Anakin, Luke, and Ray. Boring conversation anyway. Exactly. I know, that was great. That was. I love that moment. It's awesome. Yeah, Luke, we're gonna have company. Okay, next question from Greg D. If you could in real life befriend an Ewok or a Jawa, which would that be? Oh, Ewok. I was obsessed with Ewoks when I was 5 years old. I still adore Ewoks with my whole heart. I would love to meet Warwick Davis someday. I would love to see, I mean, anytime I see a child in an Ewok costume, I turn into a puddle because they're so adorable. And I love the unexpected element. Oh, it's a cute little teddy bear. Oh my gosh, it's also deadly. I love that plot twist. So I would totally befriend an Ewok if I had the chance. All right, next question. Okay, Gannon136. I know that you are a big fan of Farm Boy, Luke, so I bought you the Black Series one with the land speed with the speeder a while back. Oh my gosh, that was you. I've still got that. It's a little dusty. But yeah, this one. Here it is. Oh yeah, he's all dusty. He's been driving through the desert a little too long. So what was it about young Luke that made you enjoy that version of him? I know people saw him as whiny, but there was just, I don't really know. I don't really know when I was little what about Luke first made me just love the character so much. To be perfectly honest, when I was little, I thought Luke was cute. The shaggy blonde hair and the blue eyes, and this is going to sound really weird, and I hope it doesn't sound that weird, but there's something about the timbre of his voice that I find. Something about when Luke talks, especially when he's just, talking, calms me down. It literally lowers my blood pressure. I actually did an experiment once, and listening to the Luke Skywalker talking, it made me calm down. And maybe that's because it's something I associate with childhood and safety. But I don't know if I can really describe it. The first thing that made me like Luke, he's just, I always felt calmer when Luke was on the screen when I was watching Star Wars as a little kid. I don't think it was just having a crush on the character because he was cute, but I've always liked Luke Skywalker a lot, especially since I was about 6 or 7. Really, really, and as time's gone on, I've just liked the character more because I've seen his flaws and his good points and his bad points and his strengths and his weaknesses and all the struggles that he has to go through and still comes out in the end as, the quintessential Jedi. Yeah, he does make big mistakes, but in the end, he does take responsibility for them. Unlike his father, with Anakin, he made a mistake and he went into a state of denial. But Luke makes a mistake, he takes responsibility in the most extreme way. So I don't know how else to describe it. I just really love the character of Luke Skywalker. Anyway, woo. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Well, welcome to the channel, Norm Barnes. You are now a member of the Clumsy crew. Thank you. Next question from Ned Alexander. Do you write fan fiction? Do I write fan fiction? Oh, if you could just read all the fan fiction I've written. I've written tons of it. If you could print it out, it'd probably be a stack about that high. If you printed out every single fan fiction I've ever written, just Star Wars, it would be a stack about that high on printer paper. Not both sides, but yeah, I've written a lot of fan fiction. So many of the stories I don't have anymore, but I still write it. In fact, I'm working through the third in a trilogy of stories of a what if Darth Vader turned back from the dark side and was able to get out of the Darth Vader suit before the events of Return of the Jedi. Whew. Okay. You're not allowed to publish fan fiction because of copyright issues, but if you're wondering where you could find it, Some of it is on fanfiction.net, and I do not remember my username, but it's not Clumsy Jedi. I'll tell you about it later. So, ooh, help. I know, that's crazy. We got over 3,000 subscribers. Yes, especially having met him in person. Hayden is extremely cute. I was gobsmacked by how cute he is in person. And I acted like a total fangirl. But yeah, I will not protest. Luke is cute. Hayden is cute. Obi-Wan is cute. Rey is cute in a different way. I almost feel maternally protective toward Rey, especially in episode 7, because she's just so young. And there goes my battery. I may have to sign off now because my battery is about to die. Thoughts on the Confederacy of Independent Systems? Well, I kind of look at them as the Confederates and during the Civil War. In some ways, there's never anybody that's ever completely evil or one side that's ever completely on the wrong side. So I think in some ways intentions were good. I mean, with some of them leaving the system, like, okay, they saw that the Republic was starting to break down and they wanted to get out of that, which it was really in reality. But they went about it the wrong way. And that's usually how most wars start. People start off with good intentions or at least self-serving intentions, and things go completely out of control. That's just my take on it. Yes. Oh, gosh. Mark Hamill. Yeah. I will say this to Shan4883. Oh, my gosh. If I ever got within 20 feet, maybe even 30 feet of Mark Hamill, I would probably pass out in a dead faint. Because